Hello and welcome to the session on touchless gesture control. Now, it is a revolutionary technology which has been there in the market for quite some time. Companies and people have been researching and working on it. They are trying to find out different ways where a seamless natural user interface can be provided to a user through which he can interact with any device like a mobile or a laptop or a PC with just his normal hands, fingers, and other gestures. So this technology is revolutionizing in a way because people have been used to using a touch interface or any other some sensors attached to your hands or to body to record those movements and control some other device. But imagine if there is none of the sensor attached to your hand or to your body, and then you are able to seamlessly interact with any device. That would be awesome. Yeah. So let's just see what this technology has for us in store. Therefore, now in this session, I will really talk about the two technologies which are revolutionizing the natural user interface market right now. So one is the 3D dimensional cameras with 3D imaging sensors, as well as there is another technology which uses a 3D pad to provide a seamless touchless interface. So let's talk about these two technologies in detail. Now, first of all, this 3D camera with a 3D image sensor. Now, imagine you standing in just in front of a camera and just waving out your hand and moving your fingers, and maybe just think about pointing to certain icon on the screen with the tip of your finger, and it gets selected. Wow, it would be wonderful just to just click through your hands without even touching the screen and starting an application or closing an application. So that's what all you can do with this 3D camera with the 3D image sensor. So it allows all the operations which can be performed by a mouse or a touch screen, and with your normal hand gestures you can really control any device. This camera is like small in size, so it can be easily integrated with any of the device which you use, like your PC. It can be integrated with your car screen also, where you can like I get very irritated whenever there is a I need to change my music, like I have to touch a button and change it. Why not just by a flick of a hand? That would be really cool. So this 3D camera allows you to do all sorts of stuff with this. So basically what it does is it uses a 3D image sensing chip that has a photosensitive pixel array, and it has digital interfaces that convert those analog signals to a digital medium, and then it uses a software to basically detect your gestures. So let's just go into a bit detail about this 3D image sensing chip. Now, as you can see, it has this modulation drivers. Now, it has a high performance time of flight 3D pixel array. I will talk about this term time of flight and how does this work, and how is it able to capture gesture right. So it has this high speed analog digital converters as well as this high speed digital interfaces. All these parts working together allow you to capture the gestures of your hand. So uh, let's see, this is the 3D camera. As you can see, this is pretty small in size, pretty portable, and you can integrate it with any of the device and without any visible difference to the user. Like you have a webcam in your laptop, with your instead of a webcam, you can have this 3D camera embedded and can easily control your laptop with it. So it uses a depth sensing technology. Now, the time of flight is the name of the technology, the main fundamental which is being used in this technology. Now, what it does is the camera throws out the infrared radiations onto the objects, and then after those, it checks for the time it takes for the radiation to come back to the 3D camera from the object. So, after checking the elapsed time between the infrared signals, uh, that is basically that time is called the time of flight, and it uses that to decide the positions of the object in that 3D area or in the air. And that's how it's able to capture the gesture in your device. So this technology is like pretty exciting, and it can be used in various fields. Uh, so I'll talk about the applications of the 3D camera later. So the another technology which I want to talk about that enables you to use touchless gesture control is a 3D pad. Now, as you can see in the image, now this 3D pad, you can perform the swipes, you can perform rotations, as well as on the Z-axis, you can perform the push also. So it gives you that flexibility. So it captures the 3D coordinates of your hand and then transfers those analog signals to an embedded software, which basically converts those signals and uh, it's, and and you're able to control that capture those gesture. So the main um, I would say you have to keep your hand within 10 centimeter depth of the uh, within 10 centimeter distance from the pad. I'll talk about it. What's the reason for that? Basically, the this 3D pad consists of a PCB called an electrode plane and an Arduino shield as well as an Arduino Uno. Now, how does this pad is able to detect your hand gestures? That's the pertinent question. Basically, this uses the technology of projected capacitive technique. Now, what it does is it has the two electrodes which act as capacitors, and this capacitor has electrostatic field associated with it. So whenever your hand comes in the proximity of like within 10 centimeter distance between that capacitor, the field lines are being cut and some electric charges are being generated. So these charges are being captured and being used to convert into digital signals, and then and then the gesture which you were making is captured. So it consists of a capacitor which acts as an oscillator, and its frequency is influenced by the distance of your hand. Maybe the picture will be more clear. So as you can see, whenever you are pointing your hand and you're crossing the electrostatic field between the two electrodes, which are acting as a capacitor right now, the electric signals are being transferred, and those gesture is being captured. So that is the main detection principle of the 3D pad. Now let's talk about the application of the 3D pad and camera. Now just imagine what you can do by this 3D pad technology. Now, or by the camera also. Now consider a doctor who is in the middle of a surgery and he has his gloves on, and he's doing some crucial operation which does not allow him to touch his hands on any of the object, or like he wants to use a device to send some data or get some information about the patient. At that instant of time, it's not possible. You cannot touch it. So this technology can be a quite handful in that scenario. And consider yourself in your household. You're operating an oven and you're wearing gloves. In that scenario, you cannot just touch you cannot change your music player, or like you cannot control your laptop. But if you have this technology, you can do it. And consider the inroads in the gaming technology, like if the movements of the hands in the air, you can play a game, you can like uh, pull off a shot in a game, or just with the play of your hands, like it would be so wonderful. So, and one more application could be that this camera can be used, like can make all our devices disable friendly. Imagine the type of uh, inclusivity we will have in the usage of these devices and applications built on those devices, which will be disable friendly. So there's a whole new world which can be discovered with the help of this technology. Now there are some advantages, and let's discuss about the 3D camera and pad. Like the camera basically has a wider range of gesture detection, which is not available with your 3D pad. Where you don't need to be in the proximity of 10 centimeters in case of a 3D camera. And camera is also smaller in size, and I suppose it's a bit better than the 3D pad technology. The 3D pad technology is still in the development phase. They are trying to develop it further and enhance it. And there is one limitation of pad, that it has to be attached to a device via USB port. So it's not that it cannot be that easily integrated. Maybe in the future we can find the pads integrated into your own device and you can use it. So the technology can do for us, and there's a whole new fields. Many other fields can also make use of this touchless gesture control. Thank you.